Giddy up,
Hey,
giddy up. It's that
Dave.
time. It's mule and donkey
Yep.
time. We are talking mules and donkeys. What do you expect? You are here at the Ask Steve show. My name's Dave. This is Steve Edwards. We get together and do, well, exactly that, talk mules and donkeys. And today we are continuing with our series of guests coming in. Steve has been shaking that mule and donkey network tree and seeing who falls out. And well, don't you know it? Someone fell out last time. He climbed back up, and we shook him out again. And he's joining us. Marty Ray Gordon's going to be here. But before we introduce Marty Ray, Steve, how are things out there on the ranch? You're bachelor padding it up this week, I think, right?
Yep. Yeah, my wife, she's out there on that big old thing called the Pacific Ocean with my daughter-in-law, and they're out there trying to ride a whale. Now, I tell you what, if she rides a whale, my days of fishing are over with. She probably won't let me do that again. But anyway, that's what she's doing. And I'm kind of crippled up right now. I'm not really sure. I've got some kind of rash all over me, and it could be almost anything. What I don't want it to be is anyway. Well, whatever happens, it happens. But anyway, we're cracking along. We got some rain today, man. Oh man, inch and a half.
I have to say, my favorite thing in the entire world, and this is not an overstatement, folks, at all. This is genuinely my favorite thing about Arizona is when it rains out in Arizona, especially out where Steve's at. Steve backs up to the mountains. His backyard is, I believe, it's state land. And so it's just mountains as far as you can see. And when it rains out there, a few days after it rains, you just see green everywhere. And it's just this beautiful hybrid mixture of desert with lush green. And so anytime rain comes out in Arizona, you know you're in for a treat. And Steve, I have a question for you. You say she's trying to ride a whale. Of course, folks always want to know, can you fit that rope halter on a mini donkey or a small mule? Well, I want to know, can you fit that rope halter on an orca?
I, hey, I'll give that a try. I can put it on a mosquito. I'll tell you that. I've tried. I've had it on goats, cattle, calves, camels, zorses, zonkies. My wife's had it on me a few times. Yes, sir.
Trying to wrangle him in. Oh
Hey,
goodness. Well, I'm glad you're feeling okay enough to join us today. I know you had moved a few things around, so folks, just like always, Steve's doing what he can to show up and get you the information best he can help you. That's why he's here. He wants to help you, and I'm excited because we get to be joined again, like I already said, this week by Marty Ray Gordon, who is the one who heads up the American Mule and Bluegrass Festival. Happens out in Shelbyville. Steve's been out. If that sounds familiar, it should, because we've talked about it several times over the last several years. We've also had Marty on more than once, and we just love sending all of the information we can to you folks, because by golly, you go out there and you wind up walking away with mules. I think Marty said all three last years, or 3 of the years, something like that. It's been Queen Valley Mule Ranch clients who have walked away with a American Mule and Bluegrass Mule. So without any further delay, we want to welcome back our friend, Mr. Marty Ray, American Mule and Bluegrass Festival. Hey, let's give it up for him. All right. Good to have you here. I went here. Actually, I've got it.
Appreciate
there he is. Whole crowd here, Marty. You drew a
it. Yeah,
crowd.
we got a big crowd today.
That's right. We sure do. I'm glad that you're coming back. If folks, if Marty Ray looks familiar, like I said, he should. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, Marty joined us and just shared his journey with the mule. Grew up with equine around, eventually got to working with the mules, spent lots of time around them, and of course now heads up the American Mule and Bluegrass Festival. When he joined the first time, we talked more about his experience. Today we are talking about the festival. And Steve, you've gone, has it been the last 2 years or the last 3 years? Something like
I
that.
don't know. I just go there to go fishing.
Yeah. Steve
Well,
goes, and well, Steve, why
I
don't
have
you
to say,
tell us what you have appreciated about this event and what has been like for you? I know last year there was quite a bit of rain, but even still, the people are fantastic. The cause is fantastic. We'll let Marty talk about it. But what has it been like for you the last couple of years, Steve, attending?
Well, as you guys know, I love to help folks with their mules and their donkeys, teaching them how it's done. Lots of folks will say, "Well, here's a halter. There, you're done." No, I want to show you. Here's a halter. Here's how you do it and why. That's what I want to do. That's what I like about Marty Ray. This guy, I think he can almost teach a mosquito to ride. He's good. And I've been amazed because he's been a computer nerd a good part of his life, but he still had the mule and donkey behind him. But what I like about this program, if you want to learn something, this is where you come. Now, he got like 800 or 900 kids comes, isn't it, Marty?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, we education is our primary effort in the festival, and yeah, you've been a great part of this for 5 years. Really, this is we're on our 6th year, and Steve
Yeah.
has been since 5 years. He has supported our festival, and I can't tell you in a number of different ways. I can make a list of the ways it could be called the Queen Valley Mule Festival if you wanted to. He's put so much effort into it, and we really appreciate that.
That's
Well, it's
great.
The
worthwhile. You guys know
the till
I don't do clinics anymore, but this one here, if you want to see something about mules and see some good training and see a lot of nice mules, this sort of thing, this Shelbyville thing, everybody need to be there.
Yeah, so Marty, why don't you walk us through a little bit? Of course, we've had lots of folks who have come out in years past, but this year, as new folks walk in, why don't you walk us through what it's going to be like when they get there to is it the fairgrounds where it's being
yeah the
hosted?
Tennessee yeah the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration Grounds, and
There we
it's
go.
a great it's a
Yeah,
great
walk us through
facility.
it.
Everything's under the roof. It's covered. We have it all set up to where we can do everything basically under roof. It's September. It's always the last weekend in September. September the 24th to the 27th this year in Shelbyville, Tennessee, at the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration Grounds. Um, One of the things that we're so proud of that we give a mule away every year. We have Moses this year. We always name our mule a biblical name, and the American Mule and Bluegrass fans picked Moses this year. And Better Homes and Garden, for the last 4 years, they have donated this mule. They have purchased a mule and give it to us to give away for a charity. This year's charity is Mission Mules Packers out of North Carolina. Mike Tober, he's a friend of mine. I consider him a friend of mine. They do a lot of mule packing. They help the Army mule pack. I think he does a class once a month for them. But they go to wherever the disaster is, and most of the time they're needed to where trucks, vehicles, four wheelers cannot get the supplies to the people that's in need. They pack medical supplies, food, whatever they can pack with a pack string to the people that are in need. And they have traveled also to Jamaica recently when that hurricane hit. They took food to Jamaica, and they're a great organization. They're kind of new in a way, but they've got a 3-year project in North Carolina. That flood up in East Tennessee and North Carolina has washed out all the roads, and they're still having to pack things into people that cannot get out or cannot get stuff into them. So we're going to help them a year. This is our 2nd year helping Mission Mule Packers, and was very successful last year. We got them over $10,000, and our goal again this year is to get $10,000. We got these mule tickets for $5. You don't have to be present to win, and they're really going fast. The drawing will be September the 26th at 7 p.m. at the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration Grounds. Now, Dave, the good thing, and I know Steve knows this, the good thing about it, people always tell me, they said, "Hey, man, I don't have no room for no mule, you know." Well, I said, "Well, do you have room for cash money?" And of course, everybody said, "We got room for cash." Well, if you don't have room for this mule, if you win this mule, we put him online for 7 days on an auction site, Van Massey auction site, for 7 days, and you get half of the income of that, half of whatever the auction brings, and the charity gets the other half. And in the last 2 times it's been auctioned off, the mule bought over $3,000. So you turn $5 into $1,500. Now, that's a win situation for people that don't have room for a mule.
You betcha.
But we've been fortunate to the people that have received these mules. The feedback's been great. It's been wonderful. Angel was the first white mule that we give away, and Dave Goodbar, good friend of ours, got Angel, and he's ridden her all over Colorado and all over the West. And I ride with him at Candy Mountain, Arkansas, and so it's a great organization. But Better Homes and Garden has stuck with us over 3 years consistently, buying this mule, finding this mule, and getting this mule to us. And where I keep him from December all the way to September, and train the mule with Steve's techniques, Steve's methodology of the come along halter. We load him. We teach him how to clip, pick his feet up, and lead real good. He's a yearling. It'll always be a yearling mule. We don't want to sell something that somebody has started or been riding, and somebody get a hold of him and get hurt or something. So we always give away a colt. That way they have time to train them. And most of the time they've been Steve's clients, so they've been following his techniques already. So this mule is well aware of the come along halter, being here at the farm where I'm at. And but Mission Mule Packers is a great organization. I'm really, we're just honored, and we are their greatest supporter. He said, Mike told me the other day, and we're selling tickets online. We'll sell tickets at different events. We'll be at Columbia. Steve, you're gonna miss Columbia this year in April the 9th and to the 11th.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be at Columbia Mule Days. There'll be 100,000 people there, and we'll be selling tickets and shirts and hats for the festival. And we'll have Moses there. People can see Moses, put their hands on him, touch him, and it gives us a chance to start a conversation and have fellowship for people that come up and don't really know about mules, but they'd like to donate to Mission Mule Packers or help us out and take a chance on maybe winning the mule. So this is our 6th year. We've done this 6 times, and I'm just tickled that you all give me the opportunity to come talk about it.
One of the things that's real neat is, of course, the event is September 24th through 27th this year, and around the same time every single year. Not everyone can make it, but one thing that I know that has happened is folks just wind up sending in money. Of course, American Mule and Music Association is a 501c organization, so nonprofit organization, and you've got folks from all over who maybe they can't make the event, but they send in money. Some of them, you know who they are, but a lot of them, you don't wind up knowing who they are. And I just think that that's real cool. It's a testament to what you've built. It's a testament to what it represents. And it's a testament to what y'all continue to go after. Now, you said you're primarily an education organization for kids. Would you share like a little bit about what that value is, what that means, how that actually plays itself out, just to help me better understand?
So each year we have about 800 kids, mostly 4th graders. Our Bedford County Public School System brings all the 4th graders to our festival to go through our Junior Mule Skinner program. We have a Junior Mule Skinner program that consists of some sections like blacksmithing, chuck wagon cooking, horse communications, and music. Also, they learn how to yodel. And Jessica Horton does a great job with that. She teaches them about bluegrass music. And also, the primary thing is the American mule. We teach them the anatomy of the American mule. We teach them the contributions the mule has made to America and the diversity of the mule, the uniqueness of the mule. So they get a session there. It's about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours long, that all the Bedford County 4th graders come. And then also the homeschoolers, too, come on the Friday. We got the 4th graders on Thursday and the homeschoolers on Friday. And over the past 5 years, we've educated probably about 3,800 to 4,000 students or kids, young kids, and they get a certificate. They earn a certificate I tell them this is a college education course that Steve Edwards teaches. It's accredited Steve Edwards, and they can take that to college if they want to. But yeah, it's a fun time. They all, a lot of these kids don't never get to see a mule. We'll have a mule there while we're doing the teaching about the mule and showing them the aspects of the mule. And also, Liz Hewley does a great job from Indiana. She comes and teaches them how to pack. So they get hands-on packing experience. They can put their hands on the pack and make the rope, make the diamond rope. She's great. Liz is a great asset to our education, as well as Jeremy Jones, who does the cooking. He's teaching the chuck wagon cooking, how it evolved, and the cast iron cooking is another part. That's a big part of our thing. We like to educate people. We like to teach them. And I know Steve, he has a group of people that come and teaches all those people how to communicate better with their mules and also how his tack better. So Steve has been critical in our education process.
One of the things that you said is, this year it's coinciding with America's 250th birthday, which you announced right before, and I'm sharing it with the whole world now. You will have every alive sitting president, or former or current sitting president, at the event this year. So, folks, if you want to come shake the hand of any of the presidents in the last 20 years, no, I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be something else, though? Oh my goodness, get them riding in on a mule or something. That would be awesome. Have them up there serving pancakes or frying fish.
That's right. That's right. We would have, George Washington done it. He got this started here at American, and we want to carry that through. We're really the donkeys and the mules. We have trying to make sure that these kids know the importance and the contributions a mule has made. And hopefully we can explain that better this year and celebrate the 250th year anniversary.
Why don't you share a little bit about that and just kind of help me understand? I think I've shared this so many times, but one of the first things Steve ever said to me is, the West was won with mules. So why don't you share just a little bit of the things for folks watching, like what role has the mule played in the last 250 years in the founding and the growth of America?
Right. Well, most of the roads that we travel, you don't hardly understand this, but most of the roads that we travel were created and run, work with mules because we didn't have the equipment. And then you go back to the food that we eat, the food that we grow a long time, the mules were what put the seed in the ground and plowed the ground. I think it was said that out west that people got like 40 acres and a pair of mules. They were critical during the Depression. They helped us come out of the Depression. And then the donkeys as well, George Washington started this, is bringing over those donkeys from overseas and got the stock that we see today, really, is the kind of mules and donkeys that we're mammoth donkeys, and the mules are a product from what he started in the very beginning, George Washington.
Steve, I got a really cool. Go ahead.
You see that?
Yeah, I got this cool picture here that you just sent me. I'm bringing it up here right now. Let me get it.
Wait till you see this, Marty Ray. This guy's a personal friend of mine. Him and I went to different schools together.
This guy. I got it right here.
There you go, Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was at Bishop with us, packing mules. We was packing mules.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
He was a great president.
Oh, yeah. I thought maybe you'd get a kick out of that. A lot of folks don't realize how mules played a big part in building this United States.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly right. We want to emphasize that to all of our attendees this year, that we're celebrating 250 years with the mule and all the contributions that they have made to America. The Army's mascot is the mule, and it's a foundation of, and they've been in every war except Korean War. We've used mules over and over and over again to do the task that humans couldn't do.
Yep. Yeah. And I trained some guys that were over in Afghanistan for to pack mules and this sort of thing. We was up to Grand Canyon. We trained some Marines and this sort of thing, and they went to Bishop to compete. The Marines didn't do too good against my Packers. But that was a lot of fun. But hey, folks, the thing I want to get across here is Marty has put together a program that you can learn. You know, everybody hears me. I tell you, I want to help you teach and work with your mule and donkey. Well, now here's a program for $10. You can see all kinds of different things going on. I'm going to be there doing a few different programs as well. You see Dutch oven cooking, all this stuff. But I don't. There's places to y'all can camp. There's places that there's hotels and this sort of thing, and there's a lot of good restaurants around there. But the Dutch oven cooking is pretty phenomenal. But here it is for $10. How many days is it, Dave? Or Marty?
24,
Thursday to Sunday.
25,
Thursday,
26,
Thursday
27.
Yeah.
Thursday through
Yeah,
Sunday.
so
Yeah.
it's $10 a day, right?
Yeah, it's $10
Yeah.
for to get in. It's $10 to get in for
The whole
for
weekend?
all those days. Yeah, the whole weekend.
$2.50 a day, folks. That's the math right there.
There you go. Yeah. So I had to get that part in there. Dave. Go ahead.
No, I was going to
Yeah,
say,
so-
the food is one part, the education is the other part, the mule giveaway is another part, but there's a lot of additional entertainment. Why don't you share with us some of the people that are coming up as entertainers this year and some of the great, I know that you appreciate them, that you're bringing them in, but tell us about some of the folks that you've got coming for entertainment this year.
Yeah, well, let me back up on that price. I want to make sure that Thursday is no charge. Everybody gets in free. Thursday come in.
That's our free sounder right there. So you say that word, you got to expect the foghorn.
It's free, and we have a big catfish dinner, Tennessee River catfish dinner, and we got music entertainment on Thursday night. So you can come for nothing and enjoy the fish and enjoy the entertainment.
Come for how much? How much is it on Thursday?
Free.
So that's Thursday. Walk us through Saturday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So we got a $10 charge on Friday, and that'll be some mule shows going on Friday. Of course, the craft fair will start on Friday, big craft fair, and that'll be happening on Friday. And then Saturday we have more mule shows, more mule pulling, mule race, and that's $10. $10 on Friday and $10 on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we have a free pancake, free pancake dinner, and a gospel message and gospel music. So we feed you when you get there, and we feed you before you leave.
Thanks for hanging in there with me with my my little DJ air horn. I don't know if anybody else likes it, but I sure do. So I keep.
I think it's good.
I had a cowbell for a while that I was ringing, but we got complaints from the HOA, so I've gone to an all digital DJ air horn. That's real good, folks. I put a link in the comment section to the American Mule and Bluegrass Festival website where you can get all the details. I want to pause just for a second, and I want to say welcome to anyone that's hanging out with us today. Thank you for spending a little bit of time with us. My name's Dave. This is Steve, and we're joined today by Marty, who is with American Mule and Bluegrass Festival. They've got their event coming up, their annual event. This is the 6th year, happening in September 24 through 27. And it's a fantastic event with food, with entertainment. There's mule raffle, there's education, there's all sorts of great components for the whole family. All sorts of incredible meals. The fish fry is actually probably where I would spend most of my time looking forward to. I do love a good fish fry. So
you like the free part?
Yeah, no, I do like the free part there. One of the things that you brought up is you had said, going back to the Mission Mule Packers. You had said that they went to Jamaica. Did they throw mules on a boat and go to Jamaica, or did they round up mules when they got there? How did they make that happen?
Well, I didn't. I don't think they took the mules this time. They took a lot of food and necessities that people needed because they were just wiped out with a hurricane. So they went in, but they went into back places where they basically couldn't get. They walked a lot of stuff in, but I don't think they hauled the mules there this time. But that's just the type guys that the Mission Mule Packers organization is, that they go where it's needed. There's no, they whatever they can do. But normally they are doing a pack string, and Mike Tober is carrying stuff in on packs.
Let me ask you
But
this. You've spent a lot of time around equine and around mules. What is the most precarious terrain you've ever ridden, Marty?
Oh, well, we've got one place here called Club Bolo, and it's up in the mountains here. It's a pretty good ride. But Caney Mountain, Arkansas, is probably the most this side, I consider it in the west. I mean the east. It's in the east. Caney Mountain, Arkansas, is one of the prime places to ride, where you see the Buffalo River, and it's just, you can ride down on the river. You can ride. It's the Ozark Wilderness, what it is. We have Big South Fork here in Tennessee, and it's a good place to ride too. But the extreme riding, what we call mule riding, I mean the real mule riding, is Caney Mountain, Arkansas. David Dedman runs that camp there. It's all primitive, but it's some wonderful overlooks and some views, and it will put your mule to the test.
Yeah.
I've been to out west, and of course the Bishop one time, and rode out there in that area, and I've also ridden Bryce Canyon, and that's beautiful. But I'm telling you, this part of the world, Caney Mountain, Arkansas, is hard to beat. It's the best.
Steve, what about you? Where's your most precarious riding that you've ever done? What's the terrain like? Where was it at?
Well, I was at a place called Egypt on the Sinai Desert.
All right, enough said. No, what was that like?
Well, I wished I had a picture of it here right now. I got it on my wall back over here. But all this sand, just ever miles and miles of sand. And you look and you see what you see as a mountain out there. And we're riding out toward this mountain, and it's not a mountain. It's a pyramid. It's just that the wind has reshaped it over the years. But why was it so precarious? Ready for this? Yeah, I get a kick out of people that say they're riding a mule. Most folks are just setting a mule. And I don't mean to say that to be nasty, but here it is. When I was in Egypt, we were in a big walled area, fortress, really kind of a fortress. And when they opened these big doors, now these doors were 16-foot tall. The walls were 21-foot tall. So when they opened these two big doors, it took two guys per door to open doors. And when it opened, all of a sudden you heard beep, 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 brah, brah, beep, 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 brah, brah. And it was miles and miles and miles of Egyptians riding their motorcycles, their trucks, their cars. They had wagons with a mule on them or a donkey on them. And nobody there, they don't use turn signals over there. All of a sudden you hear beep, beep, and they turn and go. It's amazing. So what they told me there in the compound says, well, you're going to have the boy lead your mule to get through there. I said, no, we ain't going to have no boy leading on my mule. Either my mule's going to go or he's going to get a real big whipping. Yes, sir. He got some whipping too. But anyway, we went out through all that traffic, in and out of stuff, people blowing their horns at us. And we finally get to this one beautiful place. All white buildings and palm trees and these Arabian horses, all in these stalls. There's these stalls, the heads were sticking out. And these Egyptians were watching us ride by, and they kept pointing at me riding this little mule. And we got up to another set of doors, these huge doors, gate doors, and they opened up these gate doors, and here was the Sinai Desert. It was absolutely incredible. My wife and photographers and my son and daughter-in-law all went in a four-wheel drive vehicle and all-terrain vehicle, and they followed me around as they were videoing me going through the Sinai Desert. So, I've rode all over the world, but that one was interesting.
That's real neat. That's real neat. Yeah, I think you've been to Steve. You've been to trained on 6 of the 7 continents, right? Not Antarctica, but I think you've done all of the others, haven't you? Australia, Asia, Europe, South America, North America, and Africa, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
that's
been
real neat.
interesting.
Yeah,
Them donkeys are taking me all over the place, you know.
that's right. That's right. So, Marty, I want to go back and I want to ask. I think it was kind of just a vision several years ago when you decided to start doing this. Would you kind of reintroduce us to how you wound up getting into doing this in the first place and why you decided to put together an American Mule and Bluegrass Festival? I can understand a Mule Festival; they've got those. I can understand a Bluegrass Festival; they've got those. But the Mule and Bluegrass Festival, how did that come about? What is it that you were following that led you there?
Well, Dave, it's been a service, I guess, a heart of service. You want to think about it because it takes a lot of work, and I've got a lot of good volunteers. Not a lot of them, but a few core people that volunteer their time. And in 2021, in February 2021, I read Matthew 20:21, where if Jesus was talking to the disciples at the time and said, if you have faith and no doubt that you can throw the mountains in the sea. And it just hit me like a hammer. We were in COVID at the time and everybody was depressed. And I wanted to have a gathering of people that enjoy mules. And I like mules. I've been around them all my life. And I thought, well, we'll just have a gathering of people that like mules. And then we're going to have some entertainment, some music. And I like bluegrass music. Well, first of all, it's an upbeat music. It's kind of a pick me up music. And I felt like that we needed picking up at the time. And during COVID, that was in February 2021, and we had the festival in September. It was a huge 5-day, 5-night event the first year. We had some of the best entertainment there was. Rhonda Vincent, the Queen of Bluegrass, came. We brought her in on a pair of mules in a wagon, and she was singing Mule Skinner Blues the first year. It was just an idea to pull together people that enjoy and appreciate the American mule. And then the second thing is just would have education involved in it and help carry on this legacy of the mule in America, and also have some entertainment where people could come, the craft fair, and also the music side of it. Because I know when I've been to a bunch of mule shows and different events, and you go to the show and that's it. I wanted the whole family to be involved in this effort. We could teach the young kids about mules, and they could see the competition that we offer, and also listen to the music and enjoy that too. So that's just kind of come together, and I got 10 people together, I guess, and talked to them about it, and they all stepped forward and said, "Okay, I'm in." And they've been with me ever since day one.
10 people. Wow.
Yeah, 10 people to put something like that on. One of the things, and we wanted to do a give back to the community or a charity. The first year we donated money to 5 different charities, and we asked them to help us out during the festival and get this thing going. And they did, and we paid them during their efforts and their time for helping us out. And then we helped veterans for 2 years in a row. We give money to 2 veterans groups back to back and help them out. So, it has been a lot of work, but it's been just a service. What I'm saying, a service back to the community and people that are in need. And Mission Mule Packer just happened to be this year. I don't know who we'll pick next year. The committee that looks at it, and they choose. We vote on it and say, okay, we just thought that since Mission Mule Packers were doing this for 3 years up in North Carolina, they needed extra help. So and we like the mules just ties right in. It's a good marriage. So that's kind of the background. The education has grown, and more people are interested in mules and donkeys. As Steve says, the donkey, we're not leaving them out. Um, that it's kind of the people that want to support us basically because of the education,
Yeah.
not because of the entertainment, not because of the competition. They want it. They don't want to help us because of the education.
In planning and putting it all together, um, have there been any really cool God moments? And for folks who know and follow and trust Jesus, that makes sense. They know kind of what that God moment means. If that's a foreign statement, it's one of these moments that you can't quite put into words, but where you really like maybe the rest of the culture might call it like the universe looking out for you. We would
Right.
say that it's a heavenly father who intentionally is looking out for you and creating special moments for you. Have there been any like really cool God moments that have come together where it's just like, Lord, you see me and you're in this, or moments that have just kind of reaffirmed that, yeah, I want to continue to do this for now.
Oh yeah. We've had. I mean, I probably take up 2 more hours of talking about things that are happened. We had a veteran that showed up. He brought 2 horses to a mule show, Aaron Hudson, and he was in dire need, basically about ready to end his life. I think he was in a bad shape, and we brought him in, made him a part of the staff and the festival. He was a veteran from he'd been in, I think, 2 tours in Iraq, and he just dropped in. He really didn't understand what was going on. He drove into the festival, stopped. We put his horses up. And a matter of fact, we took him under our house here just as a personal friend, and he was a part of that. And we got him back on his feet. It seemed like that was the biggest thing that we done. But we've also had people that come and needed prayer. I know Steve been a part of this. We prayed for people that were sick. We've had other people during the services on Sunday that's come up and thanked us for having this that I had never met before. The mules have brought people together, and I think that's been the most rewarding. Plus, with the kids' eyes lighting up, seeing the mule and doing things with the mule, that's a plus too. But really pulling people together and letting it not be known that it's a family affair. This you're not going to get involved in anything you're not going to be proud to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Your kids, we keep it civilized, and we keep it God centered, and we want to have people know that you can come to this festival, and if you're in need, we will help you. That's what it's about.
One of the things I appreciate about the story you share about that veteran is you look at that and you put in all this work, you put in all this effort, and that winds up being one story of you'd love to for there to be hundreds, thousands of stories that come out. But that's one story. And you kind of think in the back of your mind, you kind of think, well, maybe that's what the Lord had in mind. Maybe the
Right.
Lord was orchestrating this thing. You
Yeah.
look at the story of Ruth and Boaz, and it just so happens all these things after so much happened to Ruth, all these things just so happen that he and Boaz, or she and Boaz, wind up crossing paths, and all
Mhm.
this providence winds up happening. And one of the things in my own walk right now that I feel like the Lord's been speaking to me is just how maybe what I do will reach dozens of people. Maybe what I do with my life will reach hundreds. Maybe it'll reach thousands. Maybe it'll extend beyond. Maybe I'll never know, right? For sure, I'll never know. But when it comes to, does your life matter? Does your life count? Well, when you live it in devotion to the Lord, every little single moment of your life matters because you have a heavenly like we watch our kids. anybody that's got kids, you know, you watch them and the joy when you see them do something for themselves, the joy when you see them overcome something, the joy when you see them show compassion or demonstrate some of the fruit of the spirit, like it just fills you up. And it's like, man, that little moment must have seemed like a tiny thing to them, but it fills you up as a parent. Well, when the Heavenly Father watches us and say, that's Marty, he's doing what I told him to do, and now I'm going to send this veteran right there. And it's
Wow.
like your devotion in these teeny tiny moments, it winds up counting. Every single little moment of your life winds up counting, and then you get to see what the Lord has in store and how he's going to use it. I don't know, that's just something that God's been revealing to me, is like when you follow Jesus, every part of your life matters, as opposed to this only matters if it reaches 100 people or 1,000 people. It's like, no, every single moment of your life matters, because this is not religion, this is devotion to what God has done. I don't know, that just seemed really cool to me, and that's something that the Lord's been teaching me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I reiterate that, and then I go back to a saying that Charlie Kirk had was one of his favorite sayings was, "I'm here, Lord," and I think it's mentioned Abraham, Moses, so many of them that said that, and I think of that every day of the festival. You know, I say, "Lord, I'm here.
Yeah.
Send them on."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a little bit of a twist and turn here. One of the other things that you mentioned, there's multiple ways for people to participate, not just in the event, but also in the fundraising. Of course, the raffle, all of the raffles tickets that are sold go towards the Mission Mule Packers. All the funds go towards that. And then there's donations and sponsorships that come in for your organization. And then I asked you, I said, well, are there other ways for people to contribute, to donate? And you said, yes. We've already talked about one. We talked about the free fish dinner, but the other one was a free pancake breakfast, and folks can make donations during either of those. Now, a question that I've gotten, I don't know if either of you can answer this. I have a Blackstone. I've got a griddle, and I've been trying so hard to nail down my pancake recipe, to nail down my pancake griddling techniques. Do either of you have any advice or insight on how to make a great pancake on a griddle that maybe folks would want to eat one day at a festival? Any insight, any recommendations?
Well, I don't have a good recipe, but I have a good friend that cooks them for me.
Yeah.
He's got a Blackstone. Billy Beach. He's got a Blackstone. He comes over there. He sets that Blackstone up, and he's whooping them pancakes out. And I don't know. We fed probably 30 people that Sunday, 25, 30 people every Sunday, and it's a great time to share your love and fellowship. And Jessica Horton was wonderful last year. She's a girl out of Mississippi, and she comes up. She's been supporting us for 4 years in a row now, and she is awesome. She's probably at Dollywood this week maybe, but she tours a lot. But Jessica Horton is well worth the time and effort to come to the Sunday service. She'll be
Yeah.
back with us this year, and we look forward to hearing her testimony plus her music.
Yeah.
Is it Cowboy Church there on Sunday?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
Steve,
sir.
talk to us about what a cowboy church entails for those of us who are not used to a cowboy church.
Well, cowboy church is kind of like come as you are. You know, when you see cowboys, you know they got hats on, this sort of thing, and nobody worries about taking their hat off. Everybody is just, you know, just good homebred, right from the ground folks. And what we do is we turn the scriptures into cowboy theology. For instance, if we read in the Bible that Jesus must have been part cowboy. Now, what he means part cowboy? Well, his father has a cattle on 1,000 hills, so he's a rancher. Well, Jesus must be part bronc rider. Why is that? Because he rode a donkey colt into Jerusalem. a donkey colt, unbroke colt. All right, so there's two things right there. Okay, now you always hear him, and the Apostle Paul especially. The Apostle Paul, he had a mule, and his mule, he got knocked off of his mule on his way to Damascus, right? Well, what was that mule's name? That mule's name was Ismi. Ismi, yeah. He would also Paul. Apostle Paul was always hollering at that mule, "Woe is me!" Yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah. Whoa,
so you see, we get a little theology to this. All right, now I got one more to tell you. All right, like I said, when it comes to cowboy church, everything's cowboy theology. Now, here's Jesus waiting at the pearly gate, and all these pastors lined up through here. They all had their papers. They all had their ties and their jackets, and they all looked prim and proper coming up through there. Jesus said, "Okay, let me look at your papers." He looks at the papers. Next guy comes up. He gets his papers, looks him over, looks at the papers. Next guy, all of a sudden, this mule skinner come up. "Hey, Jesus, how are you? How you doing?" And Jesus said, "Mule skinner, come on through them gates. Come on through. Come, you're welcome. Come on through." And these preachers are all looking at each other like, "Jesus, you ask us for our papers, and we give you our papers. But when that mule skinner come through, you told him go on through. Well, what happened? We had our papers." He said, "That mule skinner driving that stagecoach with 6 mules on it scared more hell out of people than you guys did in your years of ministry." There you are. Right. So that's cowboy theology there, you know.
I
Yeah.
like
Now
it.
Mark did a good job of preaching the word last Sunday. I mean last year. You know, maybe he might give me a chance sometime or another. But
Yeah.
anyway,
I think it's
he did
probably a good
job of bringing the
opportunity
word.
right here to announce to the world that this year, for the first time, Steve will be doing a full hour of stand up at the American Mule and Bluegrass Festival. Steve Edwards live. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to. No, I'm just messing. But no, that's pretty good. So the Cowboy Church is a pretty good thing there, huh?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
What if you
folks,
don't
folks
have a
come
cowboy
in.
hat?
You don't
Well,
have
I tell you what. No, you'll have these guys there have bib overalls on, and they have a cap and this sort of thing. And I mean, they come right off of the farm. You know, it ain't like all prep and proper stuff. It's all laid back pretty nice. You know, and they give you a free breakfast. So and if you don't say amen, they won't throw you out. You know.
Yeah,
Well, that's
I would
good.
take, we attended a church in Loft. It's called the Loft one time, and there was a young boy there about 10 years old. I won't never forget it. He come up, and I probably the only one that had cowboy boots on. He had cowboy boots on. He come up to me and looked at me. He said, "You know, we might be the only 2 cowboys in here in that loft." And I like to die. It was funny, but yeah, cowboy church. And it's a relaxed atmosphere, you know,
Yeah.
and you're going to learn about Jesus. That's the main thing.
Oh yeah. But you know why cowboy boots are pointed, don't you?
Why is that?
Do you know? Because you can get cockroaches in the corner
Yeah, yeah,
with a pointed boot.
yeah.
Come on,
Yep.
Dave. You give some news, Dave. So I got to tell you, folks, you know, this isn't the average mule show that you're going to go to. I mean, you know, you go to a lot of mule shows and this sort of thing, a lot of mule, but this is education, education, education. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have some of my saddles there, and I'm going to be there to answer questions and this sort of thing. But I'm there, folks. I come all the way from Arizona. I drive and I fly. I'll probably fly this time so I can support this thing. It is a worthwhile program. Marty Ray spends hundreds of hours traveling throughout the South, okay, and around, and to tell folks about this festival. And the money's going to a good cause, you know. So how can you go wrong when you're going for a good cause? $10. Where can you go for 3 days and have it's 3 days for $10, right, Marty Ray, or is it $10 a day?
It's $10 a day for 2 days. Sunday's free, Thursday's free, Friday and Saturday's $10 a piece. So
Where can
$20.
you go for $20 and have that kind of entertainment? Yeah,
Yeah,
and we drop the F-bomb on you all the time.
yeah. And there's 300 campsites, 900 stalls, and there's plenty of hotels around. Like I said, it's not, the weather doesn't matter because we're under roof.
Yeah,
It's all under roof. We got the chuck wagons set up under roof. They can cook under roof, so they'll be cooking all night there, making the best brisket, which Steve is the judge on. He wants to get in there on that food, and we got about 5 or 6 chuck wagons that show up, and they cook best brisket on fire, best beans, best cornbread, and best cobbler. And then we have People's Choice Award. We have people that participate. You get to taste the food and vote for the winner. And we had 12 judges last year, 12 judges, 3 per category. It's a big plus for us to have that. We have a mule race on top of the mule competition. And we have a mule pull and a horse pull, and it draws a lot of people. The pull and the horse pull, the mule and the horse pull, it's a big plus for us too as well. So you get this, all of that, like Steve said, all of that for $10, really.
yeah.
Friday and $10 on
And
Saturday.
support a good cause.
Yeah, thank you. And it takes a lot of effort to put this on. It takes a lot of money. We have to rent the facilities, and we put out a lot of money. But we're not here to try to make money. We're trying to give money back to the community, and that's why it makes a good cause.
Yeah, the way I usually say it is you got to be able to fund the mission. You're not
Right.
out there trying to make the money. The money winds up being a spiritual commodity. It winds up being one of those things that it's in the kingdom of God. We all run on who Jesus is, what he's done, and the fruit of the Spirit is abundant. It is everlasting. It is ever present. But here, right now, we run on an economy that uses money. And so it's one of the ways that we can put our faith in who the Lord is, and that he is the one who provides, he is the one who brings, and he uses people, he uses his word, he uses times and place, he uses the movement of the Holy Spirit to fund that mission. And all we do is we just say, hey, I'm going to raise up these sales. I'm going to let people know that God called me to do this, and I'm going to trust that he winds up providing. So you're working really hard to raise those sales and do the work that the Lord has called you to do. And we have faith and we trust. I mean, it is so reassuring to be able to put our faith in who Jesus is, because he is so much more capable than we ever could be. And to say, Lord, I believe you called me to this, and so I believe that you are going to fund this. But yeah, it's funding the mission. It's doing the things to gain the money to be able to continue to fund the work that we believe God's called us to do. So I think that's great. We have a couple more minutes here. Marty, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us? I think we covered everything. We talked about the organization that y'all are partnering with this year. We talked about American Mule and Bluegrass Association, Music Association itself. We talked about the education, the competition, the entertainment. We talked about President Trump being there, flipping. Oh no, that's not this year. He's going to be somewhere else. We talked about. Oh, that's right, the 250th birthday of the United States, and educating folks during the festival and leading up to it about the role of the mule. We talked about Mike and the Mission Mule Packers and their origins and why you've partnered with them. We talked about so much. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with folks? Before we call it a program.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to be on here. We're just trying to reach out as many people as we can and let them know that we're got this festival, and we would like for you to come. We know we've had people that like entertainment that don't know anything about mules. And we know we've got people that come that didn't know they was going to get educated through the Junior Mule Skinner program or Steve's clinic. They show up and wow, man, I didn't know I'm going to get that. We've tried to advertise as much as possible. Western Mule, Mules Are More. And like Steve said, I travel the country going with Moses, the little mule, and I take him out and show him off and get to talking to people and let everybody know that it's going to happen the last week in September. last weekend in September, September the 24th through the 27th. And it was just a great fellowship. And it's a fun time. It's a relaxed time at the same time because we rent this facility out. It's an indoor 4,000 seat facility on the inside and it's a 500 seat outside and under a covered roof, and barns, stalls, and the whole deal is right here in Shelbyville, Tennessee. It's a great asset for our community that we can have it here and host something like this for people to come. And we have had people come from all over the United States. There's no doubt. We had a map one year, of United States, 2 years in a row, where people could sign where they were from. And it really is impressive that how people come from far away. And we hope that the word will get out that we'll have free on Thursday, free on Sunday, and enjoy it.
And I'll be there free.
And Steve is free. It don't cost him. And I know. And I went to 2 clinics, maybe 3, 2 or 3 clinics that Steve had. My wife paid for that. I didn't have the money at the time. I guess she paid for it. Lori paid for it with her dog money. And he's coming to this festival. You pay $10 to get in, and you can listen to him all day long because he's available. He makes himself available. And when he's not fishing here at the house, there is times he'll go fish.
That's funny. Well,
and something else, Dave.
Yeah.
Now, where else can you go and see a mule making ice cream?
I can think of no other place in the entire world, and that's saying something. There's a lot of crazy stuff in this world.
Well, I'm telling you, you come to this festival, you'll see the one and only a real mule, got hair, 4 legs, the whole bit, actually making ice cream. Right? Am I right, Marty Ray?
Yeah, we've had him for 5 years now, and I'm not sure Banjo is wore out. I'm not sure Banjo's going to be back. He's been on the trail. He's been on that treadmill for so many years. I really don't. I don't know if Nathan and Patience are going to be able to make it back to the festival this year. We hope they will be, but they're in the midst of building a house, and Banjo has been a servant of making ice cream. Now think about this: 800 kids get that ice cream. We give that ice cream away to 800 kids that come to our Junior Mule Skinner program, and so he's been a busy mule in the past 5 years. I'll tell you that right now.
That's real funny. Steve, any final words?
Dave.
Any final words you want to share, Steve?
No, I'm good. I'm just happy to see that Marty Ray's going to put this thing together, and he even invited me to come back. So I said, well, as long as I come there, give me a fishing pole. And me visit that friend of mine, Mr. Dickel, and we'll have some fishing and get to visit my friend.
That's very good.
And Dave, if you get loose, you come. You bring your family. You can come out.
You know what? So it's interesting.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
I have family in Nashville, and so I'm always looking for opportunities to go out there. And it's one of those deals right now where we're in the thick of parenting, and these boys have so much going on, and so I feel like I would like to get all of them out there because we would have so much fun. So if the stars align, I do want to try to make it happen. I actually was planning on last year bringing my oldest, just me and him coming together, and then he wound up having something come up, that exact same thing, and he loves me. But he loves spending time with his friends more than he loves me more than his friend, but he loves spending time with his friends more than he loves spending time with me sometimes right now. So maybe this year we'll see how it goes.
We'd love to have you.
That'd be fun. All right, folks, thanks so much for spending a few minutes. I've got a special video that we're going to send off. Remember, September 24th through 27th, I put the link in the chat, American Mule and Bluegrass Festival. If you can't remember the .com, just search American Mule and Bluegrass Festival. It's out there in Shelbyville, Tennessee. It's about, an hour from Nashville?
Right, 50 miles south of Nashville.
About an hour south of Nashville. Steve will be out there again this year. We're not sure if the mule making ice cream will be there, but if the mule making ice cream is not there, I'm sure that Marty's got something up his sleeve to make it up for those little ones, because after all, they are a educational program for the youth, first and foremost, and that's a lot of what drives us. Marty, thanks for spending time with us. Steve, good to see you. And folks, don't forget, tomorrow evening we've got a special program with Dr. Larry Smith. It's we're talking about putting together a feed and nutrition program. I already met with Dr. Smith, had a great conversation. We talked about a few of the things that he'd like to share, and all I can tell you is that you are in for a treat. So get signed up for that. It's free. Our favorite F word is the free. So get signed up for that. Links are in the chat. God bless everyone, and we'll leave you with this. Bye-bye, everyone.
The American Mule and Music Association's Win a Mule for Charity program is proud to announce that it is donating a red dun yearling Molly mule with 5 black points named Rachel. This year's designated charity is Mission Mule Packers, an organization from North Carolina that delivers hope and relief to victims and first responders during disasters. Rachel stands at 12.2 hands tall and is friendly, easy to handle, and very people-oriented. She has traveled to many events and is always a crowd favorite. For just a $5 donation, you'll get a chance to take Rachel home or choose to auction her online for 7 days. If you choose the auction option, you'll receive 50% of the final sale price, with the other 50% going to support the Mission Mule Packers. Drawing date is September the 27th at 7 p.m. during the American Mule and Bluegrass Festival at the Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration Grounds in Shelbyville, Tennessee. You do not have to be present to win. We'll call you live to decide. Take Rachel home or auction her and share the proceeds. Get your tickets now at AmericanMuleandBluegrassFestival.com. Help a great cause, meet a lifelong friend, and take a chance on Rachel.